Hi, I'm Lisa Bardot, and today I hope you're ready for some fun food illustration. I'm going to teach you how to draw this watercolor Pop-Tart in Procreate. For this tutorial, we're going to be using brushes from my Watercolor Wonder brush set. It's a set of 50 brushes and 5 canvases for joyful digital watercolor painting. If this is your first time using this set, I would watch my Watercolor in Procreate tutorial, which will take you through all the different brushes, the best ways to use them, plus lots of tips and tricks to make authentic looking digital watercolor. You can purchase this set at bardotbrush.com. And if you're new to Procreate, I recommend watching my Procreate for Beginners tutorial to get you familiar with the basics. Let's get started. I'm here in the Files app where I have my Watercolor Wonder canvases saved. For this piece, I'm going to be using the soft wash canvas. So I'll go ahead and tap that and it will import into Procreate. One of my favorite things about this tutorial is you don't need to do a sketch first. So let's go ahead and just jump right into painting. We're going to start by drawing the icing of our Pop-Tart. So let's go into our brush library and we're going to find the 3 watercolor sets that come with Watercolor Wonder. Let's go ahead and choose the watercolor core set and we're going to choose the edge pooling brush from that set. I'm going to do some pink frosting for this Pop-Tart, so I'm going to go ahead and just choose a nice light pink, something like that. And now with one continuous stroke, I'm going to paint sort of a blobby rectangular shape, kind of some wavy edges like that. Once you've made an outline, keep your pencil down on the screen and fill in the rest of this shape. If you do happen to lift your pencil up before you finish coloring it in, just go ahead and finish coloring that in, and you'll see some kind of overlap, but we can blend those in using one of the watercolor tools. So we'll go into our brush library and go to the watercolor tool set and choose the water blender brush. And then you can just use that to blend those extra edges away like that. Now I'm going to just use the transform tool to kind of recenter this a little bit. So I'll tap on the little arrow icon here and just drag it to sort of in the middle of my canvas like that. Now I'm going to darken this up a little bit by duplicating this layer. I'm going to go up to my layers panel and you'll see here I have this layer with the pink shape. I'm going to swipe to the left on that and choose duplicate. And that's going to make the shape a little bit more opaque. And then I'm just going to pinch to merge those two together. Now I'm going to go into my brushes, and this time I'm going to go into the glazes set, and I'm going to find the super soft wash brush. And I'm going to keep my color the same. This brush has an automatic darkening effect, so I'm just going to use it to kind of paint some darker areas. Let's see, I'm experimenting with my brush size. I'm at like 44%. Just a little bit of darker areas, trying not to touch the edges of it so it doesn't like bleed off the edge, but just add a few little spots of darkness. And then we're going to selectively come and darken our edges a little bit too. So go up to the layers and we're going to turn on Alpha Lock on this layer. You can do that by taking 2 fingers and swiping to the right on that layer, or you can tap it and choose Alpha Lock from the menu. And now we're going to go back to our brushes and we're going to find the edger brush. So go ahead and choose edger. And then you're just going to paint selectively over some of these edges to kind of like darken them up a little bit. This brush also has an automatic darkening effect, so it's perfect for this. And that's looking pretty good so far. So now I'm going to paint the pastry part of the Pop-Tart. So let's go into the layers, tap the plus sign to create a new layer. And we're going to set the layer of this blend mode to multiply. When you're doing watercolor, digital watercolor, if you want it to look more authentic from layer to layer, it's best to always turn on multiply as your blend mode on new layers. So we're going to tap the little N and we're going to go up to multiply here in the list. And now we're going to choose a color for our pastry. So this is going to be kind of like a yellowish orangish color, maybe something like that. And not too dark. I'm going to start with a very light color to begin with. So that's kind of like a lightish orange. And then for the brush, I'm going to go back to the core set. And let's go back to that edge pooling brush. So now we're going to draw kind of a rectangle with wavy little bumpy edges all the way around. So it should look something like this. So just kind of make little waves as you go around like that. And keep it in one continuous stroke. So it should look something like that. It's okay if it's not perfect. And then when you get back to the beginning of your outline, keep your pencil down and just keep painting in, like right up to the edge of your icing. It's okay if there's like a little bit of overlap. It's okay if there's a little bit of white gaps. I think these imperfections really help it look more like an authentic watercolor painting. There we go. So it should look something like that. And now, just like we did with the icing layer, we're going to duplicate this layer and merge them together just to make the shape a little bit more opaque, so it'll be easier for us to add more details to it. So let's go up to our layers. We're going to swipe to the left and choose duplicate on the pastry layer. And now we're going to merge those two together. And it made it a little darker than I'd like, so I'm just going to use an adjustment to kind of lighten it up a little bit before I start adding more details. I think the curves adjustment is the best way to go when you're trying to lighten something up without taking away too much contrast. So let's go up to our adjustments menu, curves, and then just grab the middle and just pull it kind of up and to the left a little bit that way. That looks great. So now I'm back to a color that works well for this, and I'm ready to add some more details. So I'm going to go back to my layers and I'm going to turn on Alpha Lock. And now I'll go to my brush library. I'm going to switch to the glazes set, and I'm going to choose the wet on wet liner. And then I'm going to go over to my color and choose just a little bit darker and more saturated version of that color. And now I'm going to paint like little stripy lines kind of across like this. They're kind of going into these like bumpy areas, but it's all right if they don't line up perfectly. There we go. All right, that's looking really good. Now I'm going to switch over to my edger brush and just darken some of these edges a little bit. Make it look nice and toasty. Great. Now I'm going to add a little bit more shading to my icing and my pastry layer. So let's start by turning off Alpha Lock. Anytime like I add shading, like especially like hard shadows, I like to turn off Alpha Lock. So I'm going to turn off Alpha Lock with a 2-finger swipe to the right. And then I'm going to I'm going to stay here in the glazes set. I'm going to choose the dry liner brush. This is a little bit more well-suited for details and things like that. And I'm just going to come down here, and I'm pretending like I have sort of a light source coming from here. So there might be shadows cast by the icing. It's nice and thick. So I'm just going to like paint some little shadows along the bottom like this. And then anywhere like where it kind of like dips in is a great place to add a shadow. So like here. And I'm just using the same color that I was using to do these little like wet on wet marks. But if your shadow color is looking like too dark, you can always switch to a lighter color here in the color picker. That's looking pretty good. And you can even like continue to layer on strokes if you want to really darken a certain shadow part. Like that. But I think that's looking pretty good. We've added some shadows on the pastry. Now we need to also add some shadows like to the icing a little bit more. So let's switch back to the icing layer. I'm going to turn off Alpha Lock on that layer too. And I'll just sample this pink color here. I might need to go a little bit darker, but I'll just try it out for now. I'm actually going to choose the One Edge Dry brush. So go ahead and choose One Edge Dry. We're still in the glazes set. And this brush only works in one direction. So I would always like draw, just making sure like one side is like more of a hard edge and the other one's a little bit softer. So make sure you're like drawing in the right direction. I'll kind of explain what I mean. So I'm just going to use that to kind of like darken these edges a little bit like that. If I were to draw this way, I'd get the hard edge on that side and I want the soft edge on this side. So I'm just going around kind of counterclockwise, just adding a little bit more shadows. I think this is looking really great. So let's decorate this with some sprinkles. I'm going to go into my layers and I'm going to tap the plus sign to create a new layer. And remember, we're going to always set the new layers blend mode to multiply. So go ahead and tap the little N and choose multiply from this list here. And then we're going to switch to a new brush now. Let's go into the core set and we're going to choose the hard edge flat. This brush is perfect for doing sprinkles because of the flat, like squared off edges. And I'm just going to start with maybe like a reddish color. You can do whatever color sprinkles you want. Let me test the brush size. That's way too big for sprinkles, so I'm going to go smaller. I'm at like 20%. And then I'm just going to kind of add these little long shapes like this with the brush, just kind of all over. I'm going to be mixing in a lot of colors, so I'm not going to put in a ton. They don't always all have to be like the exact same length either. Sometimes sprinkles break apart, so they're smaller, and that makes it look a little more authentic. Let's do like an orange now. So just go ahead and paint on some sprinkles. I'm going to get a yellow color. Let's do a green. And like a nice bright blue. And then maybe a purple too. All right, so I've got plenty of sprinkles here. And one of the things that you might notice is the way that the two colors, like the pink icing and then the sprinkle color, interact with each other. So we're actually going to go ahead and erase away part of the icing wherever there's like a sprinkle underneath it. So we're going to go back to the icing layer. And then for the eraser brush, we're going to go to the eraser tool. And we're going to go into the watercolor tools set. And we're going to choose the watercolor eraser. And then we're just going to use that brush to just erase away. It's okay if there's like a little bit of white, peeking out the side, or it's not quite erased perfectly. Again, those inconsistencies, I think, make it look more authentic. And as you can see, when I'm doing this, like the true color of the sprinkle starts to emerge because it's not interacting with the pink color of the icing. So just go ahead and go around and erase under each of the sprinkles. Once you've erased under each of the sprinkles, we're going to go ahead and do a little bit more shading, and we're going to give each sprinkle a little bit of a shadow. So I want to choose a pink color like of my icing. Maybe I'll choose one of these like darker pink colors, maybe something like that. So that's the color that I have. You can always adjust as you go if it's too dark or too light. But we're going to stay here. Or actually, we're going to go into the glazes set, and I'm going to choose the dry liner brush. And then since we kind of establish our lights kind of coming in this way, most of the shadows are on the bottom side. We're just going to add a little shadow under the bottom side of each sprinkle. So I'm just adding a little bit of a little hard shadow under each one to kind of make them pop and make them seem like they're 3D. So now that we've added a little bit of a shadow, we're going to add some highlights to finish off this piece. So let's go up to our layers, and I'm going to create a layer above all the other layers, but make sure it's below the texture group. So tap on what would be the pastry layer and tap the plus sign. So now I have a layer above all the other layers. And I'm going to go into my brushes, and this time I'm going to go into the tool set. And I'm going to choose the white gel pen. So this brush is meant to behave just like a white gel pen. And it actually, you don't have to set the color. It'll always be white no matter what. So don't worry about the color. Just go ahead and choose the brush. And now we're going to add a little shiny mark on all of our sprinkles. So let's see what size brush we have. That's pretty good. So I'm at 38%. And now I'm just going to add 1 or 2 little lines to each sprinkle just to make them look shiny. something like that. And these like shiny marks should sort of be opposite of wherever your shadow is. So again, the light's coming from this way, so they should all kind of be towards the top. So 1 or 2 little lines on each one. If it's not looking very white, you can always layer on some strokes to make it more opaque. There we go. So keep going all the way around and add shiny marks to all your sprinkles. And the finishing touch on this piece is to also make the icing look a little bit shiny too. So we're just gonna add some little shiny marks in various places around our icing. I'm gonna make the brush size just a little bit bigger. I'm at 50%, maybe a little bit bigger than that. Let's do 60%. And just kind of like a little bit around the edges, we're gonna add some little shiny marks. And then kind of wherever the icing would be like sticking up a little bit, we're gonna add just like some little shiny marks like that. You don't need to go crazy with these little highlights, but it does give the effect that it's shiny and it's like a, you know, the icing is what icing would look like, a little bit shiny. And with that little finishing touch, our Pop-Tart is all done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you can see how simple it can be to create some fun food illustrations using digital watercolor. Again, I'm Lisa Bardot and I help people find their creativity through drawing on the iPad. If you'd like to support me, you can check out my premium brush sets that inspire creativity, including Watercolor Wonder, at bardotbrush.com. And if you want to take your learning to the next level, you should join Art Makers Club. Art Makers Club is a joy-filled creative community and learning hub for digital art makers. As a member, you'll get access to a growing library of in-depth courses, live virtual events and tutorials, free Procreate brushes, and more. In our community clubhouse, you get to connect with like-minded learning artists, share your work, ask for feedback, participate in discussions, and so much more. Come join us in the club. You can learn more at artmakersclub.com. If you're sharing your work to Instagram, I would love to see it. Use the hashtag BardotBrush. Thanks and happy art making! If you like this video, please subscribe for more awesome tutorials. And check out one of my other videos. Thanks and have a great day!